Okay, the reason why we're doing half guard is because this is the most common type of guard that you'll be able to either reestablish or not lose while doing a pass, if that makes sense. You might start with a good guard, or you might be able to recover about this far. You might not be able to recover a full guard against someone who's particularly squirmy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just like certain things, we don't want chest-to-chest connection, and we don't want to be flat. All right, this would be a very bad place to be flat. When we get flattened here, we also cause spinal misalignment because my hip's trying to face you.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm facing you like this, my spine is straight.
Yeah.
If I face you like this, my spine is not straight and I'm twisted. Okay. So one of the things that we don't want to happen is your body weight to be on top of me and I'm twisted.
Yeah.
Because my ability to break that is going to be real hard, right? But if that's the case, we're going to air quote break chest-to-chest connection. So go ahead and come on down. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to start to wedge my hands in. All right, you see how that's happening?
Yeah.
If I need to, I'll even do like a little bump, like so, and then I'll start to work to the side. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna make a little wedge on the inside, however we like make the space, right? If that makes sense.
Yep.
Even if it's here and we do our little post thing, I will recommend that you use the outside leg as your drive.
Okay.
You can use the inside leg if you put your foot like this.
Okay.
That's why it's very specific. And the reason why I say that is because now you see how I can put my foot planted, and you can't just pass me.
Yeah.
Well, if I use my inside foot, the one that is doing this, and I do this, you could just pass me. No, just drive it through the legs. Yep. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, if you're going to use your inside leg, try to do that now.
No.
You cannot, right? Try to do that now. You cannot. Alright, as soon as I do something of this fashion, you very easily can. So, I recommend using the outside one because you're trying to turn this way anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
However, you can in fact use the inside one if you are trying to turn this way. And I do think there is value to that because I love doing this.
Yeah.
Right? But I just want you to be able to do the upa while having pressure in between your legs while twisted. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that is a skill of its own. And I personally think that that is one of the most powerful skills that you can develop, is being able to employ the bridging motion when you are not at your hip straight on alignment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So am I going over under for the?
If you want to, all I'm saying is break chest. If you want, I'll make it simpler. Everyone's gonna fish for an underhook.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm here and there's an underhook, that's what they're trying to go for. Right. They're gonna try to establish chest connection like this. This is how we're gonna try to break it. And this feels like a more powerful place to fight from, correct?
Yes.
Right, exactly. So we're just making micro adjustments to improve our positioning, right? Worst case scenario is basically where you're at when we're talking about chest connection, flat on your back and spine twisted.
Yeah.
Right. AKA me trying to pass, you grabbed my leg, I can't pass, now you're pinned.
And if I want to do it the other way, I need to get this foot in over here.
I think so. This is a me person thing.
Give it a bump. Go this way.
Careful of flaring your own knee.
Okay.
The answer is kind of yes, but not too much. Because if you do it too much and there's too much twist on my body,
Oh yeah. So just try to keep my knee a little more straight.
Protect it,
Keep it tucked.
kind of.
Keep it tucked.
Yeah, so now, if I rotate over it, right, and you come up with me, your knee is the pivot point, right? That's like one of those things that, like, I guess not super evident the first time you do it, but the first time you hurt your knee doing it, it becomes very evident.
Yeah.
So what you're essentially doing is this, without, right? Putting this foot over.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because there's a body now on my kneecap. And if they start to pull this, I've now hip locked and now, started to put my limb under isolation.
Yeah.
Now, there would be times where it's advantageous to do an extension, but that's going to be for you to get a different type of exposure. Does that make sense? Because the answer is never no. In any part of jiu-jitsu, the answer is never no. It's kind of. Right? So, if you want to go the other way, we're going to replace this limb to the inside. Make sense?
Yeah. Just like the drill. The solo drill.
I don't know. I do solos or those. They're not my thing.
The ones that we worked on.
Right, the chest to chest connection with the hip.
Like your front.
No, do your little bumps.
Or
See how you're starting to get separation?
Yeah.
Use your other leg to drive hard now. So let's say, alright, I was like this. See how I swap my feet?
Yep.
Right, I'm gonna work to make that chest, break that chest, right, and then I'm just gonna use this bump. So remember when we worked octopus guard? So an octopus guard is half guard, right? And we kept doing this,
yes.
right? We kept replacing this foot and doing this. And this works really good to make this light, right? I want you to think about just putting it like this and stopping it from being able to turn. Can you post that with that leg?
No.
Right? So like all I'm doing is this. I'm removing the post and adding rotation. Right?
Yes.
And I don't want this to be able to post, so I just put it under a little micro tension. So I'm taking my foot and doing a slight pull. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So take your foot and try to bring it to your ass a little bit.
Okay.
Little outside heel circle. I don't know if that makes any sense. But this. Small motion, doesn't need to be big, but you'll see that once you have that connection, you're gonna like pull the limb. Makes sense?
Mm.
Kind of good. Now, do the actual, use this foot to post and then the bridge. That's how you make the general power.
Concentrating, not bumping.
Well, you are, but you are also going to do the bridge. You see how you straighten your leg? Does this feel powerful?
I need to keep it, pull the foot. That's what I'm trying to do, pull the foot. But I need to pull it back towards my butt, like
Mhm.
here.
You want to see the difference? Well, I'm gonna-
Yeah.
Right, so now I can get kind of flat.
Yep.
You see how my hips are relatively flat?
Yep.
say I can do outside flexion even with just my shin
Yeah.
pressing it away. Or I can pull with my heel just a little.
Yeah.
So once I do that, you feel that little extra tension does a whole lot.
Yeah.
So you can do it like this, depending on how your foot is.
Okay.
But the danger of extending your leg is different to me, and I don't like that, so I pull my foot in. I use a heel pulling motion. This is not a requirement, this is just something that makes it better, in my opinion. Hey, you got one. So, in half guard, right, the chest-to-chest connection is powerful, right? But let's just say we don't have chest-to-chest connection. How do I attack or basically break your base for me to either sweep or escape, right? If people start to sit back, I can quite literally just post away and work my way out to sitting. And you're not pinning me, and we're in an open guard situation. Right? If people are putting pressure into you, right, we can use short or long frames, right, depending on where we're at, right, and even a shorter frame, right, which is going to be my fucking wrist and my forearm, right, to dictate how successful we can to be maintaining that chest-to-chest space, right, and then the ability to destabilize you, right, is because I have the ability to like lift up your legs and add rotation. But you also have the same ability on my hips, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking to affect you with my legs and my arms, right? And how my chest is rotated and how my hips are rotated are gonna impact that. Does that make sense? So we're gonna start by using a short frame, aka using my elbow and my forearm on the chest, and my other hand I'm gonna basically keep lower. Does that make sense? Don't offer up the underhook, right? You see how this space is like super open, unless you have a plan. Does that make sense? With plan, all things get permissible. Without plan, this is bad. Right, if I just went like this and I'm gonna stay here. Hands away from body are always bad in wrestling, right, or any kind of grappling. So if I can keep it close, can you get an underhook like this? No. Not really well, right? So if I put it away from my body, that's not an underhook, but yeah. Easy, right? So we want to keep this frame either in control, or once it starts to collapse, right, I don't want it to get too far away from the body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, but I also don't want it too close to the body. Too close to the body is useless. Make a sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a happy little medium there, and think of it just like a shoulder shrug. Shoulder shrug. That's almost the perfect spot, right? You'd be like, oh, I'm a little too far here, but I don't want my hands away. You're trying to come in, I'm just gonna shrug my shoulder almost. That's how much distance, okay? Other hand, I wanna basically keep to the hip, or on the leg, the post, right? Because even just doing this, see how it makes all that much space? Now who's gonna get the underhook?
Right.
Right? So, assuming you're trying to pass half guard, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to flatten you out and tripod and get my leg get free.
Alright, do that. Alright. See how fast that developed?
Yeah.
You see how I have the inside position in 2 spots? And if I wanted more, I could take them. What did I do?
the knee shield in place and manage the distance?
I managed the distance first.
Well,
So what I did is I basically moved where your weight was gonna come on top of me to the other side of me, right? Just how if like you were in mount and I put your head to one side of me, right? That limits your ability on the other side.
Right.
AKA I'm trying to force your weight to one side, right? So if I'm here and we're playing, and they're like, oh, I'm going to come in, or any of that kind of stuff. Here, as soon as I move your weight over, right, you see I'm starting to try to connect my knee, my small micro thing. Okay, let's give it a try. That way I can stop talking and start getting some stuff in. Hit it just a little low. Actually, yes. You see how this has no purchase?
Yeah.
And this is weak. Now, I want you to lift your elbow while lifting my shoulder. Easy, right?
But then at the same time.
You see I'm blocking my knee, right? Because it forces their space to do it.
Oh, well, it
Well,
keeps
I
it
have to
from.
post, right?
Yeah.
If I post, right? So just think about me being, I'm gonna take this hand away, right? And I want you to do the same thing. You see how my body has to move, right? Now I can choose to open it up, right? AKA you do the same thing, post, right? But right here, you swoop underneath, yeah, boom. Easy opening, right?
Yeah.
I prefer this to many other types of half guard escaping. Me, personally. But that's because I really enjoy using that arm in that specific manner. Some people's rotators cuffs can't take what I'm talking about.
Right.
Which is perfectly fine. Figure it the fuck out, not my problem. There's many other ways to do it, but I will tell you that this, super powerful.
Yeah.
You do it by shuck buys, you do it for all kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
Once we can realize how we use it on the bottom position, it becomes very powerful. Does that make sense? Because it's not just for lifting, you can use it for passing.
Yeah.
And why is that important is, can you take side control on me? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the same thing that I can do to lift, right? I can use to thread my hand and belly down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. And you guys, why would you belly down? There are many reasons. Wizardry.
Whatever. Let you go.
Exactly. The goat floats, it works.
Does it matter if I'm using like my elbow
Nope,
or my hand?
not at all.
Just as
We're
long
just
as
kind of
it's-
covering the post. I prefer to keep my elbow in the inside of the knee positioning because of this.
Here. Here. And like, oh, on the hip.
So I typically keep some form of fashion like this, and then when I know I'm ready, I slide my hand down, covering the thigh slash knee. And I can just retract. Because what are you going to do when you start to turn to your side? You're going to start to tuck your elbow.
Okay, so. Like here or whatever. Sit down.
The real key is to get something in between these two spaces. Right, we're making all that space, right? Because my weight is here, right? And as soon as we move the weight over here, we're trying to get something in between this space. So now if I come back to you, right? If you have something in that space, and I'm gonna come back to you, this is not gonna work very well for me. This is a shoulder crunch series all over again. Does that make sense?
It matter that I'm too high right now.
A little, but to be fair, just put your knee in. Now extend me away a little. Nothing's always the same, right?
Even if you're high there, you can keep this, right? I like the
Mirror lock?
Yeah, mirror
And the
lock.
answer is no. And you can't. Okay, yes, you can. Mirror lock is a great thing. Don't submit. That's not the place to try to be submitting. You also can't stop me from just leaving.
Yeah.
What makes a mirror lock successful?
That hurts really bad.
No, think about trying to mirror lock me. I can leave.
Yeah.
What makes mirror lock successful?
But then you can't go anywhere.
Pull your arm out.
Yeah. It's locked down.
There's something behind you. You can't back up.
Getcha.
Now, take this leg and wrap my body while you have that mirror lock. If I can't pull away, yeah, I'm in trouble. I ain't ever getting got like that though.
Okay. Track it.
Mirror locks work great when people's backs are on the floor, or if you have control of their head, because you can't pull away. So like if you ever see me doing a mirror lock standing, I don't plan on finishing it. Can you stand? I don't plan on finishing this mirror lock, right? Unless, right? Or unless anything or form or fashion where I can stop you from backing up, right? So the mirror lock is super weak and susceptible to you just backing up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like it's super easy, just noodle on. Right? So, no, it's not where I want to lead. But,
But if you get it.
but if you get it. So you see this, right? And always underhook. You see how you see that underhook is to establish it?
Yeah.
Right? Now, don't forget the fact that you can always force in the other direction as well. Now, your ability to recover is very, I would say, easy, right? So you start to try to recover. Ah. Wait. It's all a circle. Right. But you see how you can push that way,
Yeah.
right? That arm does not limit you. Because if we're here, like so, you can always press my face away. Not just my armpit. Use this one to get the same stand time. Right? Press my armpit. Get me to look away. Now press my armpit.
I'm just kidding.
No. You could try, but the problem with that is like put that knee shield in for real. We end up right back. Right. Now, let's do the same thing. Right. Now I want you to imagine turning and putting this hand behind me, like up in here. See how you tried to put your knee shield in there again?
Yeah.
See how it doesn't stop anything? Now I want you to wrap around my body. Does this feel like you're in a much better position?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We're Dr. Push now.
Exactly. Right?
Dr. Push.
And this is a very mobile and powerful position. Now I'm in a and I'm a better octopus.
Sure.
These goddamn octopuses.
But do you see that, right?
Yeah.
We can always push them away with that same thing, right? But it does lead into a very predictable type of motion. But it is an unpracticed and often underdeveloped area. So I think you'll be okay if
Yeah.
you manage to do it. Same premise, right? See how my elbow's on the inside of the knee, right? You can always scoop the lip, right, going into deep half.
Yeah.
Right. I don't view deep half as like a super powerful position with strikes,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm in half guard and you're trying to hit me, right, I am not in the best position. So I will leave and I'll go to guard,
Yeah.
as I should. Guard's great for when people are trying to hit you, right? I can block and hit you, and I can kick, right? And I can lift, I can do all those other kinds of things. Half guard, not so good when people are trying to hit you, right? That's why we get our knee shielded. The outsides, right? All the same things that you would do in grappling is what you're trying to do if someone's trying to hit you. The problem is, right, if you go into deep half, all those things kind of go out the window, right? So this is not a striking art decision, this is a grappling art decision, if that makes sense.
Deep half is not for discreets.
Not for discreets, right? So they're coming in, we're in our main type of connection, right? And we're actually gonna use this hand underneath to dot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, you can choose to go like octopus if you like, right? Or you can just kind of cover this foot, right?
Yeah.
You either lift it up, make it light, right, and passing it over, banana split, right, etc. Or you can simply lift your arm.
Yeah.
Right? Or lift the arm. Go out the back. I only point this as an option is because I want you to see the versatility of this arm, of how
Yeah.
valuable that arm can be. Because we can use it to lift and ride down. You know, you see how you took it out from the inside? Just there, I want you to now thread it to the inside and grab my thigh. See how easy that slides down? Is
Yeah.
there any time that I could have stuffed you and stopped you?
Maybe it, like if
Maybe
you got
with
it
this
before the
hand.
start. Yeah. Or yeah, I guess.
Right? But I'm not gonna be able to stop the hand itself. Right? I just want you to touch my hip.
Like just touch.
Just think
with
yeah,
this hand?
with this hand.
Oh.
Right? Think about just touching my hip. Can I stop you?
No.
Yeah, so this hand's not gonna be the only hand that would really even have an effect at all. I'm gonna keep my hand right here. I want you to touch my hip. That's not superior gripping, right?
Right.
Think about touching my hip, but you do have to get to the inside position. See, it doesn't actually stop it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slide.
Now, I could try to use this hand to do something similar, aka like this. Touch my hip. Doesn't do anything, does it?
No.
So this is the only
Move your
hand
toes
that
that
you
way.
have to worry about what it's doing when you're doing this, when you're going to deep half. AKA, you don't want this hand on your face.
Gotcha.
Get to my hip.
So is it just then you're just yourself here?
No, you're diving into deep half, remember?
Well, yeah, but if the hand's on the face,
So let's say we're in the bad spots.
okay?
You can start. And you start to get your little micro adjustments not here, right? Get your elbow where you want it to be, aka inside position, you feel it underneath my armpit. Right, touching. Now I want you literally just to push me away just a little, getting me to post. Now do that. See how my hand is not in the impeding factor now?
Yes.
Right? This hand being right here is the impeding factor of you getting into deep half. Stop. Use your feet, god damn it. No.
What do you mean?
Stretch me.
Oh, yeah. You're saying here, get out here, and then.
Yeah, that's way better. You see how as soon as you activated your feet, I'm like, grab.
Yeah, I
Right.
see what you're saying.
You're over here, wow, lazy fucking feet and doing all
Yeah.
this shit with your hands. And I'm like, you gotta use both.
Yeah, sometimes I forget the other ones exist when I'm working on
You
the
just
ones.
press them away. It's gonna cause so much tension in my
Yeah.
hip because I'm like, my groin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Twacking. Twackers on twacking. I'm really flat. Does it matter which? So if I'm really flat like this, right? I'm just flat on my shoulders and they're driving and I'm just starting to make the micro adjustments. I want to bump until I can get this. Get this set. Bump here. And then stretch like this. And then just start working from here to get either this passed over or just like keep dropping forward until.
I do recommend not driving too far forward because you see now.
Yeah. Slides it down. Or I can put it down.
Octopus.
But I have to keep this one cinched when I start coming to the octopus, right?
You can, but it's always better in octopus to put this one hooked over.
So, so as I'm coming.
Replace that one. This is super powerful, remember?
Yeah. So as I'm coming through, boom. And try to.
Yeah, so
But
just touch your feet together basically, and then slide them together.
Ah, yes. I'm trying to put it over, that's dumb, but if I go here,
Yeah,
I just switch those spots.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this here. Gotcha. Not this. I take this one out. And then I have this stuff. Gotcha. We're back to octopus, baby!
We aren't happy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Okay. So you saw how we can do the duck under, right, by using this elbow, right? You saw how we can make space to go the other way, and you saw how we can go in deep half, right? So we can also use it for limb isolation or taking into the neck space. Okay. And why is that important? So you're coming in, right? I'm gonna defend, just like so. Make a sense?
One more time.
We're gonna be here, right? You see I'm kind of covering this.
So you're just driving down on the. Once you get that knee in place, you're just wrapping the head.
Think, you know, just how you would do an
Like
octopus,
that.
and you would put the hand deep here.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Around the neck.
circle my hand where my hand is not placing. Think about trying to put your hand almost backwards.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna circle them as you lift them in like a butterfly fashion. And it makes sense.
Kind of up where you're going.
It will be a different style of sweepies for people.
Here. Here. This knee is here. And am I going under the?
No.
No, I'm going here.
Right there. Get your knee high, covering this post.
Oh,
Feel
okay.
this post that's right here? Do this.
Yeah.
Cover it with your knee.
Do I need my knee high before I start the
Yes.
swirl?
So think about you're trying to work for a knee shield,
Yep.
right? And he's like, no. Right? See how easy that was? So when people try to stop you from the knee shield, what is everyone in their fucking mom? Right, I'm here, right, and they did that. Does that feel real easy?
Yeah.
It's because it is.
I cover a knee shield.
It's what everyone does, don't worry.
Yeah, hooked up.
It's the correct answer, right? The problem is don't let people ever grab your head,
Yeah.
like bottom or top position,
Yeah.
right? Seems silly, but all these lead to the same path. What an easy setup.